Hi, Olivia. What brings you in today?
I'm feeling really conflicted as of late. I've been having a lot of troubles at work and with my family.
Hmm. Okay, let's unpack that. What's wrong there?
So I guess I'll start with work, because that directly is influencing family. Um, but as you know, you can see I'm an Asian American woman, and we talked before, I'm a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been experiencing a lot of discrimination at work, both for my race and my gender.
Mm-hmm.
Being a police officer, it's definitely a boys' club,
Mm-hmm.
and a white boys' club at that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're always commenting on this, on my gender and my race, as if that makes me less capable of doing the job.
Okay, I understand that. As women, we have to work twice as hard to
Exactly.
get into the same positions because of men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these type of comments, what are they saying to you? How are these comments making you feel?
They're making me feel like I guess I would say like small. And that's the point of these comments, is to make you feel small and less than. Um, like if I get upset at something they did, which in my opinion they do a lot of like sketchy things,
Mm-hmm.
and if I bring it up or I get upset, they're like, "Oh, you must be on your period," or like something relating to that, and we'll continue like, "Oh, women are so emotional. Women are crybabies." And then yeah, again, you must be on your period.
That's that's crazy. I could imagine feeling very small and insignificant in that moment. What type of position do you have, may I ask?
Um, I'm in. I guess I'm in lieutenant. I'm in like a higher position of power than
Mm-hmm.
other people on my team, and that really doesn't seem to make a difference to them.
Yeah, I can understand. They may not want to listen. They may feel like they probably deserve the position and you
Mm-hmm.
don't. However, I admire how you're able to stay strong and
Mm-hmm.
stay in this position. Is
Mm-hmm.
this job something that you really want to do? Have you ever explored other jobs in the
Mm-hmm.
past?
Yeah, I thank you for saying that I'm strong. That really helps. It makes me feel better because I've been feeling, like I've said, very small. And I have explored other jobs in the past. I went to school to be a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
so did the whole med school, and halfway through I was like, this is not kind of like what I want to do. I want to be on the streets. I want to be in the action, helping people and doing the most good that I can. And the best way I thought I could do that was to become a police officer. And it's something that I now am very firm on. I really want to be a police officer. I really enjoy the work that I do with people.
Mm-hmm. I admire that.
Thank you.
Regardless of what position that you went for, whether a doctor or police officer, you still wanted to help people.
Yeah.
Just wanted to take more of an active role.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what made you want to pursue being a doctor? Did you want to be a doctor yourself, or did
Mhm.
you have other people influencing you?
That's actually a really good question. I did not want to be a doctor originally. I always wanted to help people. Um, and at the time, I wasn't too sure how to do that. And my family strongly pushed me to go to med school. So I would say that, like, when I was younger, like 18, when you enter college, I was very undecided. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to help people. And then, yeah, got pushed by my family into going to med school.
Okay, let's unpack that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. How did it feel growing up with your family?
It was hard, definitely. My family has always been very rigid, very strict, very traditional, and it was definitely hard growing up with that because, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I had interests that were separate from theirs. I had aspirations and goals that were separate from my family's. Um, and that led to a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. So I'd say the growing up, the house was always in turmoil.
Did you grow up ever feeling like you were alone, you weren't enough, maybe probably dealt with abuse from your family?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up with an older brother who actually went to med school and is a successful doctor, and I felt like I've always been compared to him, and that feels isolating. And I think especially because my brother aligns very often with my parents, so it feels like everyone's against me. And growing up, I did experience abuse from my parents, and my brother just wasn't like I kept holding out hope that he would help me, but like I said, he's always on my parents' side, and so it was really lonely, really isolating to experience this abuse and to have no one on my side.
That is tough, and I'm really sorry that you had to go through that. It's probably hard growing up feeling like you're in your brother's shadow, and he's always, listening to your parents. And could I say that maybe you've had thoughts like, if my brother's so perfect and he's doing everything that my parents want, why do they want me to do the same things?
Yeah, exactly. I felt like he is, like, I feel like it's become very obvious that he is their favorite child, and I'm the failure. Like, he's done everything perfectly, he's the blueprint, and like you said, I feel like I definitely have lived in his shadow. My parents expected me to be exactly like him, and now that they see that I'm not like him, they definitely treat me and treated me back then as well, that I was the evident failure, that I was the odd one out. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be stressful. That can be annoying. I also want to ask, how did this connect to your gender? Because I know you're the only woman in the family, and you spoke about dealing with gender issues at work. How did your parents treating you as a child make you feel? Did you ever feel like you got to be a girl, or were they just as tough on you as they were to your brother?
I would say, again, like a traditional Asian household, they were tough on both of us, like academics and just to kind of be the best version of ourselves. But again, within this, there are gender differences. Of course, a boy is more desired, and I feel like him being so successful and them not recognizing my success definitely has been influenced by that. I think there definitely are different expectations of women, and growing up, there were different expectations. Like when I was younger, I wanted to play sports, and that is not allowed for girls. Girls are not allowed to play sports. In my household, in this kind of traditional household. But my brother was allowed to play sports. So that was one of his extracurriculars that my parents indulged. And I was not allowed to do the same thing. I wanted to play softball. I wanted to play basketball. But because I'm a girl, I wasn't allowed to do that.
Okay, that's interesting. So what I'm hearing is you wanted to do something that traditionally a girl may not do. And instead of allowing you to do it, they allowed your brother to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I can imagine how stressful and frustrating that is.
Yeah, exactly. It was super frustrating. It felt unfair. Like, just because he's a boy, he gets to play sports and I don't. And I think this still like holds true now. Like, I'm in this traditionally male field, and that does not fly with my parents. Yeah, that's a big point of like contention in our relationship right now. Not only did I not become a doctor like they wanted me to, but I am in this male dominated field, this very traditional male role.
Okay, so I'm happy that you made the connection between your past growing up and now. That's a connection and a pattern that I see in you. However, I see the positive. I see how you dealt with your, being pushed back to be in a more submissive, feminine role. But you used your past and you strengthened yourself. You became a lieutenant. You are in a position of power, even as a woman. And that in itself is amazing.
Thank you for saying that. That makes me feel really empowered and not so small anymore. That gives me, you saying that, I felt like a rush of courage just then.
Yes, and I want you to feel that courage. The question I have for you is, how can I help you deal with these male-dominated industries, or maybe your family? How do you want me to help you?
I feel like what I really need is to be seen and heard. I feel like I do not get that in my daily life. My coworkers are nothing but hateful and discriminatory, and my family does not agree with anything I do in my life. No one listens to me. No one considers my perspectives. No one considers what I want. So to come here and have this space where I can kind of vent everything, it helps a lot. I think I feel very heard and seen by you.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm happy I could do that for you. So let's start with addressing the family first. Okay, maybe we can, as you said, your parents are already strict, so maybe just talking to them might not even work. What if you write down how you feel, everything they've done to you from, how you were growing up as a kid till now? Maybe if you hit them with everything that they've done to you, it might make them sit back and be like, okay, maybe we have wronged our daughter some way.
I think that's a really good idea. I've found recently it's very hard to have these like in-person conversations with them or over the phone. I just feel like silenced by them. They interrupt me, they talk over me. I feel like I can't get a word in edgewise, and it's kind of gotten to the point where I just don't want to talk to them anymore. I don't want to answer their calls. I'm feeling like I want to cut them off. So I think writing a letter and kind of organizing my thoughts and giving it to them, I think could really help. Because then they have the opportunity to read it and sit with it, and they can't talk over me or respond right away.
Yes, and I know that is very frustrating to have to feel like you need to cut your family off. They're supposed to be your support system. They're supposed to have your back. So what if we also, just to get them to see how amazing you are at your job, what if they shadow you at work? I know sometimes police officers can have people shadow them. What if they shadow you and you show them how strong you are, the type of empowerment that you get just from working, and the type of people that you're helping? Maybe that will also get them to see how powerful you are, even though to them women are supposed to be submissive. You're a strong, dominant female.
Yeah.
We need to get them to see who you are.
I really like that idea because I'm a lieutenant. I'm really successful. This is, a higher position than other people. And I had to fight really hard to get to where I am now. And it would be nice if they could see that. They could actually come in and see how much I've had to fight, how much work I've put in, and effort and energy and time to get to where I am now.
Yes, it seems like the common pattern that I'm hearing is you're not feeling heard, you're not feeling seen. This is what we need to do. We need to get them to hear and see you, see the power that I see in you. Now, how do you think we can deal with the boys at work?
I don't even know where to begin, honestly. I'm in this higher position than they are, and that doesn't seem to make a difference to them. And they don't see that, like I said, I put in just as much work as they do. I put in just as much effort. I went through the same training, and I'm in a higher position.
Probably put in more work than them if you think about it, just to get into that position.
Yeah, my work, my effort was recognized, and I was promoted. And, this was one of my, biggest successes. My work paid off. And that just doesn't seem to matter to them. I think they take a look at me and all they see is my race and my gender, and they write me off right away.
That can be annoying, especially dealing with race and gender. This is both of your identities. This is what makes you who you are. So maybe for the boys at work, we can also get them to see your power, but in a different way.
Okay.
Maybe showing them how you perform outside the field and the difficult cases that you have to deal with, while they might be dealing with light work. Is there somebody at work that you have that is a support system that is also in a high position, maybe a higher or similar position to you?
There is another woman at work who is a lieutenant, and she's much older than me, so I feel like she gets a lot more respect than I do. She's an older white woman, and I feel like people respect her, and I respect her. She has this commanding presence that I really admire, and I would like to kind of be like her.
Okay, so I'm hearing a role model, yet somebody you are equal to. I would say you also ask her how she did it, because probably with her age, a different time and everything, she's gotten to the point where people respect her. I would say ask her how she did it. And also it's good to lean on somebody else as having a support system.
I really like that, to kind of lean on her and ask her how she did it. I can't help but think that because she's white, I think that's also influenced it. I don't want to come at her with that, but I think that's.
I understand that.
But I do admire her, and I think she's got to understand, we're both women. It's both been hard for us, and I hope that she can relate to that, and that we could, definitely bond on that.
I would like to ask, you brought up a very valid point. Have you ever experienced any differences in your life because you're Asian?
Definitely at work. I've had to make a couple reports to HR, people using slurs, and reporting it to HR did nothing. They weren't spoken to about it or anything. And then I think sometimes when I'm in the field, I'm viewed as kind of like this traditional submissive Asian woman. This is like a traditional stereotype of Asian women, and I feel like that's what people see right away. And that's really hard to try and break through that and to make people see that that's not me at all. I'm not submissive, I'm not diminutive. I can be strong, and I can be courageous, and I can be helpful and good at my job.
Okay. The common word I hear in what you're saying is can, but I would like to hear am, because you are strong, you are in a position of power, and you are an Asian woman. You are helping people. This is things that you already are.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. Again, that really fueled me with a lot of courage, and just simply changing these filler words that I use. I think, wow, yeah, that was really helpful.
Something I would like to ask is, after everything you've said to me, after growing up, dealing with difficult parents and dealing with this job where they're trying to diminish your power, how do you feel this connects to your identity?
I think it's intrinsically connected to, my identity as an Asian woman, how I've been treated, how I've been viewed. It's these stereotypes are not something that I identify with, but it's what people see right away. And I want to show people through my actions and my intellect, and that's not me.
Yeah. I guess this is where my favorite saying comes in. Don't judge a book by its cover. I understand how you may feel when it comes to identity, and I just want to know, what if we get your family to see who you are as a strong Asian woman, not as a submissive one, but a dominant one? Do you think that might help the way you feel at work? It might empower you to be stronger at work?
Definitely. I feel like if I had a strong support system, then it would be easier for me to feel empowered at work. Because I feel like so powerless at work, and then I come home and I feel so powerless in my personal life. I think you're right. If I had this strong support system that really had my back, it would be much easier for me at work.
I have another question for you. Since your family was so diminishing, and they basically, it seems like they took your power at one point, would you really want them to be your support system, or would you just want them to be on the outside?
That's a really good question. I think because of how they treated me in my childhood and now, I don't think I could ever feel supported by them. I don't think they could ever make me feel powerful. I don't think that's something that I could get from them. It would be nice if they could stop belittling me. I think that would help in some aspect, but to be supportive of me feels too little too late, I guess.
Yeah, I understand that. So the common theme and the patterns that I'm hearing when it comes to you is submissive, dominant identity, Asian woman in a male-dominated industry. And everything that I'm hearing from you, I could already see the power and the strength in you. And I appreciate the work that you're doing on these streets, especially after what you've experienced. So I just want to know, is there anybody else that you could use as a support system? Anybody in your life that has already been a support system?
Yeah, I would say my friends. I feel like I have a lot of friends outside of work, people that I've grown up with that have really helped me through a lot of things. And I've never been in therapy before, but even just from this one session, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling seen and heard like I've never been seen and heard before.
I'm happy that I can do that for you, and I feel like you should really fall back on those other support systems because even though they're not your blood, your friends can also be family.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to dealing with work, lean on your other lieutenant as your superior, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I could help you today, and I can't wait to see you next session.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you too.
Thank you.